Hey YouTube, it's Raisin Tobacco, and today I want to share with you my opinions of why big tobacco and big agriculture uses pesticides and chemical fertilizers on its tobacco. It's not easy for a farmer to just get a whole bunch of horse dung and just put it down on each plant. What they do is they eventually turn it into a liquid and spray it on all the plants. So that's why when you're driving through the country and it smells like crap, it's fertilizer. Sprayed on all of its plants. As you can see, the tobacco behind me is growing well, and it's used water, 10-10-10 fertilizer, and just Miracle-Gro soil. Actually, I think even Dollar Tree soil too. It's not like, oh, since I have organic tobacco behind me, I could just rip off a leaf and put it in my mouth and get a nicotine buzz. It doesn't work that way. As a farmer, I want the biggest, tallest tobacco plant that has the biggest leaves with the most nicotine going towards the leaves. Okay, this is a pretty tall tobacco plant, 5 feet. It's not the tallest and it's definitely not the shortest. Every year that I grow tobacco, bugs get on the plant. Okay, Americans do not like bugs in their food, they do not like them in their drinks, and they definitely aren't going to like them in their cigarettes nor their dipping tobacco. And they come every year. You can see that there's little bugs. You can see their white little eggs and they're red. Another YouTuber calls them aphids, like amphibs, but I think what he meant to say were they were aphids. They're little red aphids that get all along the plant. Another thing that big tobacco doesn't want is these flowers. These flowers serve no purpose other than for creating seeds for next year. What the flowers are essentially doing is taking nutrients from the whole entire plant. So what that means is less nicotine for the leaves. And if there's less nicotine for the leaves, you have a weak product. And smokers don't want a weak product. They want to get their buzz. They want to get their fix, their nicotine fix. So the best thing to do would be to remove the flowers. So what are you going to do if you're the farmer? What are you going to do if you're big tobacco? You want the strongest product. You're going to tell the farmer, hey, guess what? See those bugs on the plant? We don't want them there. Spray them with pesticides, okay? You see those flowers? Yeah, I know you need your seeds and produce a few plants that are going to produce seeds, but for the most part, cut those flowers off, okay? You see how this plant is not even 6 feet or 7 feet? Yeah, we don't want that. We want the tallest, biggest, strongest plant. So use the chemical fertilizers. So in conclusion, you got to understand that a person like me who's an amateur gardener growing tobacco on my own using water, cheap soil, and very cheap fertilizer can grow a full-grown tobacco plant. You got to understand that my tobacco is far, far, far less superior than tobacco coming from a huge farm out in the middle of nowhere, whatever state, whatever country, using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. And if you're growing tobacco for millions of people, you have to have a large-scale industrial system of agriculture to fertilize the plants, pesticide, to have them grow properly, watch them, make sure they're watered enough, to make sure that they're all cut and hung upside down to dry. You have to make sure that the tobacco leaves don't get too old, you're not picking them too soon, they're producing enough nicotine. So many factors go into the cigarette or the dipping tobacco that you're consuming.